Appeals for the Western District. There are 3 Court of Appeals offices in Missouri. One is here, one is in St. Louis, and one in Springfield. There are 33 judges that sit on those 3 courts. 11 of them sit here. And what we do is we handle appeals from any trial court or administrative agency within the Western District of Missouri, which goes from the Iowa-Nebraska state line down to about Nevada, Missouri, and over to Jefferson City. It's 45 counties. And anything that's appealed from those jurisdictions, from those counties, comes here. And we hear, this is our only courtroom. Most courthouses have 10 courtrooms or mini courtrooms because each judge has their own courtroom. But here, we sit in panels of 3. So even though you see 11 seats up here, because sometimes we do all sit together if it's a case that's very controversial. But generally we sit in panels of 3 and we hear appeals. And we're not in court every day. We have court, each panel hears cases about twice a month. So we're in court about 8 days a month. And there are no witnesses, there's no evidence presented here. Lawyers simply come here and argue the case from what happened at trial. They're telling us that an error occurred or an error didn't occur, and they are asking us to reverse or affirm what happened at the trial court. So we hear a 20-minute argument, and then we have to write an opinion about that when it gets published. So that's what we do here. The pictures that you see on the wall are not judges that are here currently. Those are all judges who have retired. They're your pictures. So this is in order of the most recent judge that is retired. And the pictures continue upstairs on our chambers floor, going back to, I think, 1888. Judge who sat on this court. It's been about 50 judges that have sat on this court. I am the first African-American woman to sit on this court, the only one to sit on this court. The first African-American appellate judge in the state of Missouri. There's been another black woman who also sits on the court in St. Louis. And there's been one other that also sat on that court since I've been here. I've been here 21 years.
So do you retire from your seat, or do they retire you, or you get to hold that seat until you die?
No. Once you're appointed, you get a term of up to 2 years, and then the name goes on the ballot. And if you're retained by voters, and it's not a competitive election, it's a yes or no vote if you're retained. If I'm retained, then I get a 12-year term. So when the governor appointed me in 2001, I went on the ballot in 2002, I was retained, I served a 12-year term until 2014. In 2014, I went on the ballot again, and I was retained again. And I'm serving another 12-year term that will end in 2026. So at that point, I can sit again, but I will be 66 years old, and there's forced retirement at 70. So I could not serve another full term. There's a question of whether I would go for retention again. I can, but I don't.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Judge Guyton sat on this court. He was the first African American to sit on this court. His picture is moved upstairs. In fact, it's right outside my office. He was here, I believe, in 1991. He was appointed to this court.
Wow.
And then he was only here about 2 years before he went to the federal court. The only other African American who sat on this court and still sits here now is Judge Thomas Newton, and he is now our senior judge, and he's retiring in July, which will make me the senior judge of this court.
Wow.
Great.
And just so you guys kind of know what the court or how the court system works, this is like a really important building because, as she said, all the trial courts, if there's a decision that is disliked by one party, they'll appeal it to a higher authority, which would be this court. So the fact that we get to be here is amazing. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be in this courtroom because it's not just like a trial court. It's like this is just a higher level. Just it's a privilege to be able to be here. So, thank you.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, and it's a privilege for me to do this. I mean, passing the bar is one thing in Missouri. California is considered either the hardest or one of the hardest in the nation to pass. And so to pass that, it's an extreme honor for me to be able to administer this oath of office.
Awesome.
All right, and it's, people say, how can you swear someone in the California bar? But any judge has the authority to administer the oath. So that's why we're doing this. And Justice wanted to do it in his hometown, and so we're pleased to give him that honor. So.
Well, he didn't want to just do it in his hometown. He wanted to do it in his hometown with his hometown judge.
Well, and his
Black judge.
Yes, the judge that he knows.
Right.
Yes.
All right, are we ready? Who's gonna hold the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You get your back to the round over in front of you. And you put your right here. Right in on one and move it.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
The other right hand.
Okay, all right. All right, we will now administer the oath for admission to the California Bar. And I will give you the words and you can repeat them, okay? I, and state your name,
I, Justice Turner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of an attorney and counselor at law
of an attorney and counselor of law
to the best of my knowledge and ability
to the best of my knowledge and ability
as an officer of the court,
as an officer of the court,
and I will strive to conduct myself at all times
and I will strive to conduct myself at all times
with dignity, courtesy, and integrity.
with dignity, courtesy, and integrity.
Congratulations, you are a member of the California Bar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Judge Hardwick. To God be the glory for all that he has done. Yes, yes. Thank you, Jesus.
So, I have to sign some paperwork here,
Yes.
and this is just this card,
Yes.
okay?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That sounds like
Thank
a
you. Love you
Dolores
guys
shout.
too.
Uh-huh.
Hi, that's gross.
Sounds like love.
Congratulations to you too, Rose. So who else sworn in? This week, Justice.
Bill?
Sworn in, Rose got sworn in yesterday, which other one?
Helen was sworn in a while ago, and
No.
Kim, the girl who got sworn in.
Okay, I think you fill out the rest of it there. This pen is not that great. And maybe you need to write on, it probably is better to write on something like that.
So Lisa, how's Zach enjoying law school?
He absolutely loves it.
Good.
He loves it. And, yeah, he's all into, even though it's virtual, you
Uh-huh.
know, but he spent about 4 months here from May through August, and then he came back in November and was here from November to early January.
Okay.
So he's able to work back, you know.
Go back and forth. Good
But
deal.
He really loves it, and he just accepted a job in Washington DC for
Nice.
this summer and possibly for when he graduates.
Excellent.
So he's in New York.
He's in New
Yes.
York right now.
That's the second hardest.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard.
It is. So he probably has to take the New York and the DC bar, because his firm is in both places. Or he may
Okay.
be able to take one and wade into the other.
Uh-huh.
When I graduated, I was practicing in DC. And I never took the DC bar because I just came over to the Missouri bar and then was able to way into DC, so
Oh, gotcha.
probably won't ever take a DC bar.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Good deal. Good deal.
yeah.
So, do you know? Does he see Lamari Porter? He's in New York.
Who is it? Is that somebody who's in their class?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he went to
Lamar?
Lamari Porter.
I don't remember him. Was he friends with you guys?
Yeah, he was around. He was on the swim team.
Yeah, swim.
Oh, I remember him. Yeah, now I do.
Yeah.
Mary Porter.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mary's son. Yeah, yeah, that's the person you couldn't forget, Mary.
Mary, yeah, I remember his mother.
Yes,
One of them.
yes.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything from her either.
Oh, I talk to her all the time.
Okay.
Okay, so do I just hit finish? Do I say thank you, everybody, for joining us here? I think we're done. Love you. See you soon. Thanks to Judge Hartwick. Thank you. Bye, guys.